I see you watching me when we're with our friends. It's definitely something in the air. So let's take it from there, 'cause I know you want it. Afraid to let it show, and I know you need it. Why don't we let it grow, grow, grow? I think it's time we stop tipping on our toes. What's holding you back now, sugar? 'Cause I don't know, sure know you want it. Afraid to let it show, and I know you need it. Why don't we let it grow? Why don't we let it, why don't we let it grow, 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 grow? It grows stronger for every day. We just can't keep it away, no. Grow, 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 grow. It grows stronger for every day. We just can't keep it away. Oh, make you move for someone, take your place. I know how you feel, but you're scared to say to my face. That's your
Hey, 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 hey. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Usne Hope and thank you for tuning in. Today we have our first installment of a hair tutorial. So today we are going to see and we are going to learn. I'm going to show you how I achieve these amazing bangs in pink right from scratch. These were bundles and how I made this wig. So please do tune in and I hope you do enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate all the subscribers that I have and I would love to welcome a new family here. We are diversifying this channel. We are having more content than what we usually have. And if this is your cup of tea, please do tune in. Please do subscribe. Hit the like button. We will be having more of this. I highly appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. So this is also my very first voiceover. Please do enjoy. So I'm going to take you from the start right to the end and how I got to achieve these amazing bangs that I love so much. Pinky Pinky, somebody calls it Pinky Pinky. This isn't a new wig, it's an old wig. I've had it, but you know, I just happened to record the process. And thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the video. So what we had here was 613 hair. I don't remember whether it was a 10 inch or a 12 inch, but I think it was a 12 inch. I've had this wig for a very long time. So making it, I don't remember what size was the hair, but what I did is join bundles together, two bundles together from one end to the another in a zigzag on the sewing machine. So this is me just zigzagging the machine and doing it carefully so that I do not damage the hair and that the bundles are very close to each other. Once I have the wig cap secured on the mannequin head according to my head measurements, remember all my wigs are made according to head measurements, so I make sure that this closure is on the center of the mannequin head, and this I do by folding, as you can see, folding the closure in half and marking where I had folded the closure and then putting it on the mannequin head, and then I'm going to measure that into the wig cap and secure it with the T-pins. I secure the entire closure by putting T-pins throughout the closure and holding it back so that I know that the closure will be lying flat on the head and that I won't be getting lumps and bumps throughout the closure. And this may take me a while, and also this is to make sure that the wig, or rather the closure, is really centered and I won't be having problems when sewing in either the closure as well as the bundles that I made earlier on. I pulled through the sides again, making sure that, like I said, that
the closure would be lying flat once I sew it into the, I'll make it into the wig, and that there will be no lumps and bumps. I hate closures with lumps and bumps, and this sometimes may look full or tiresome. Once I am ensured that the closure will be lying flat on the head, I then go on to to hold on the closure and tie it up so that when I am sewing it into the wig cap, that there is no hair interfering, hair from the closure interfering with the sewing. And so that's just what I'm going to do right now. I am going to tie this closure into a bun, try and secure it as best as I can possibly can. Should I not be satisfied with the flatness of the closure, I will go back again just to make sure that the closure is filling tighty. And this is how I want it to be, and this is how it should look. Make sure that the closure is laying flat, completely flat onto the wig head. Once satisfied with the flatness of the closure onto the wig cap, I then go ahead once again, and now I'm going to tie the closure very tightly. And again, this is to make sure that there are no flyaways, there is no hair while I sew into the closure. And I am going on with a wig, with a marker to mark the the perimeter of the wig cap, where the closure is going to lie onto the wig cap, so that when I go into my sewing, I do leave space to accommodate the wig, to accommodate the closure, I mean. On the neck of the wig cap, I go on to mark a upside down C, or rather a curve, on the facing the bottom, ensuring that it does go through the wig cap and not just on the elastic. This is just to make sure that once I am sewing into the wig that will be able to stretch. I then take a measuring tape. I mark in inches apart, 1 inch apart. This will serve as guideline to when I am sewing the bundles into the wig cap and making my wig. And this is somehow what it looks like. Apparently I did not get proper footage of what this should look like. I hope you got the drift. I do hope you get the drift though. I promise to do one a proper tutorial on how I did this. At some points I did go and sew in the closure. I don't have that on camera. Like I said, I started doing this. I recorded this before even I thought of having a YouTube channel. But what I do next is that I sew in the bundles onto the wig cap, carefully doing so, so that I do not have a wig cap that, like a wig that is too tight. At the beginning and at the end of each line, I make sure that I secure the bundle onto the wig cap by repeatedly sewing into the wig, and I do this carefully again so that I don't have a wig that is too tight. And while doing this, I also make sure that I am very careful on making sure that I sew onto the lines that I drew earlier on, and the marker that I use can be washed away. Once done with the sewing, I just go on to make sure that every track is sewn on properly into the wig and it looks neat, and I am happy with what the inside of the wig cap looks like. So I am going to go into the coloring method. What I used here was the watercolor method. I put dye into hot water. The hot water I used was from the tap, and I used the bucket that I no longer use, or rather any bucket that you can find. And one thing about me, I am a saver. I am, a cheapskate. I will go on to make sure that every little dye from the dye bottle is used. So I go on and take water from the inside the bucket and rinse the dye bottle. Shake, shake, shake. Make sure that there is none of the dye left into the buckets. I did that the same for the other bottle as well. So I took what do you use this, a whisk, to make sure that the color, the dye, is all mixed well in the bottle. And I used some kettle water, just to make sure that I wanted more the water to be at least a little bit hot. So I went in and put the wig into the dye. I soaked it using gloves on my hand and made sure that the dye goes through, the entire head, that the entire wig is soaked in with the dye. I use the comb here to make sure that I do not miss any parts of the wig, that the entire wig is covered and saturated with the dye, and that it will look smooth on the hair. So I did this for approximately 3 minutes. To ensure that the closure was not going to stain, I did go on with the Got2b glue spray as well as Vaseline to protect the closure so it won't be stained. I did leave the hair overnight to dry, and then the following morning I went on with the hair dryer. And this is me after I had made a parting for my bangs and to try and make the bangs as probably. So I twist the hair and then I'm gonna go on with the scissor to cut it. And what I did first is, I think I made the bangs way too low. I think this is up to my nose, if I correctly. And here I think over the mannequin head it wasn't even straight, but I went on with the curling iron, or rather straightener. This does both, and I went on to just straighten the hair, and this is what it looks like. I did go on again to just cut the hair, and here I am cutting it to a bob. Like I said, this tutorial is just me giving you content of things that I recorded long before I thought I would have a YouTube channel. Kindly please inform me and let me know if you want me to do this again in detail, and make sure that I do not skip steps and do it properly. Obviously I am learning, so I take a ragged tooth comb and comb it right till the end, and I try to make sure that I'm cutting the hair as straight as possible. I'm not sure what I was trying to achieve here, because this bob was long. This bob, I had to shorten it yet again, and I still think it's long. I still intend on cutting it a bit shorter. So on camera it looks like it's a red or a hot pink, but it is actually just a pink wig. So this is what it looks like, me cutting. It is quite long. Here I went on further to cut it again. I was not happy with this length, and this, I will show you the final look. So I did go on to rectify all the mistakes I had done. So this was, like I had said, that the bangs were just way too long for me, and so this is me going on with a hot comb to just make sure that the bangs are flattened and the definition between the rest of the hair that will go back and onto the sides is properly taken care of, and that the bangs are as flat as possible. Again, just to make sure that the bob is bobbing, go back and cut those edges. Make sure that the ends are as flat and they are as even as possible. So this is just what I am doing here. At this point, every single split end counts. So you don't want to have a bob whereby it is not even, where strands of hair are busy sticking out. So this is what I'm ensure that I am doing. I am cutting. Also here I noticed that the wig is not totally even from side to side. So this is, I did say that I went on to cut this wig even more shorter, and here because I felt that, you know, it was a very long wig. So here what I am using is I am using both a scissor and a razor comb to even out the split ends. Once done with this step, I did go on with a flat iron just to make sure that everything is in harmony as in straight, and this is the final look.
Thank you for tuning in right till the end. I hope you did learn something. I hope you learned how to do make your own wig from start and how to achieve your amazing watercolor method. And please do tag me on wigs that you make on my Instagram as well as my TikTok, wherever you feel comfortable, wherever it is your platform. And guys, don't forget to follow me on all social platforms, social media platforms. I absolutely enjoy having you guys here. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being my #1 supporters. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and do all those nice things that you do to other people's channels. Mwah.